What's up? Conscious Leadership Network. Jeremy LASMAN is here for your Wednesday Live with me. Decided to switch things up a bit and do the live from outside. It is glorious. There are planes taking off, so I hope the audio isn't too garbled, but we're playing today. We're playing because the topic today is rediscovering the child's mind, the spirit of play, and I could think of no better example but to do it outside, to switch it up a bit, and so I'm happy that the weather has decided to become full California today. How's everyone doing today? Yeah, let's just dive right in. Feeling it. Spirit of play. So the question is, how can we re-access the child's mind that never really left us, but that just got covered up by a whole bunch of bullshit, by a whole bunch of quote unquote reality, and by just a whole weight of seriousness when the separation between you and life and the conditioning of becoming a person made it seem like the responsibilities of taking care of life and feeling like you are in control of, or you have to control everything to a certain image of perfection. And for me, when I decided to tackle the negativity and the burdens of seriousness, this whole idea of the child's mind and the spirit of play really became forefront in what felt so limiting about like being an adult, being about doing things, about everything that we're quote unquote supposed to do. And what is it that allows us to reconnect and rediscover? Because I don't know if you've seen me do videos before, you'll know that it's nothing that you have to add. It's nothing that you have to add. It's the subtraction that really helps us rediscover. Because like I said, nothing is really lost. Nothing is really lost. It's all accessible right here. And it's funny because I'm like feeling into all of these things that could be said, could be expressed for the way to do it. And I'm like almost holding back a little bit because play, the spirit of play, it's not actually about what you're doing. It's not actually about what you're doing. And with that is almost like a paradox of sorts, because yes, we could do exercises, we could do meditations, we can think our way, that there's something to figure out and put the pieces of the puzzle together to like hack our way through it. And to a certain extent, I mean, that's what I did, but it's not the most direct way. And when when I when I actually slowed down the speed, when I slowed down the rush that I had when I was using my mind to live my life, all of a sudden there was space. There was space between time. And when there's space between time, you can actually see, you can actually look. At the joy, at the love. You can actually start to subtract the negativity. You can start to ask for different things. You can start to be more curious than knowledgeable. You can start to wonder more than worry. You can start to flow instead of force. Because the rush of our society, the rush of the mind, the rush of destination-bound living, the rush of living via survival and prioritizing concern over trust constructs yourself in the past and in the future. And the more that you do that, the larger the wall becomes between reality and your imagination. Responsibilities, rationality, logical, linear. It takes courage to question that stuff. It takes courage to venture outside of the conditioned safety zone of living to follow fear, fear to live, and resisting outcomes because the fear says they are not allowed. when you question seriousness, you are questioning centuries of evolution. That's why it feels off limits. That's why it feels dangerous. Because if you question seriousness, if you question the validity of seriousness, you're putting into question the very fabric, artificial fabric of what seemingly holds society together. Because the moment you don't identify and attach to the belief structures that support seriousness, you lessen the amount of evolutionary time that you were taught to carry. It can be the most scariest thing to do, to question the tribal construct. Because you have to face the fears of being alone, being new, being at the edge of the normal, the normalcy of safety and security. And the thing that comes up actually when I really tune into what conscious evolution means, what it means to rediscover the child's mind, the child's spirit of play, the make-believe, the imagination, is it puts into question, well, science, psychology. It puts into question what we think we need to survive. And the one thing that comes up is for example, the Maslow's hierarchy of needs is valid, of course. It makes so much sense. It definitely checks out. But when you are subtracted of all pre-existing narratives of seriousness and mistrust, separation, and work, struggle, it freshens up you as life. you as life. And yes, from a physical standpoint, a narrative of family and bonds of family, it may seem logical that the baby gets taken care of by the mother. And by all accounts, that is so true and beautiful. But I invite you to look into the trust and the faith of you as life, to inquire what really is taking care of you. What really is taking care of you from an energetic standpoint. From a miraculous standpoint. From a magical standpoint. From a loving standpoint. And are you willing to test the limits of your fear in the full ownership of your fearlessness? To rediscover the child's mind and the spirit of play by being innocent again. Innocent to control, innocent to the magnitude of responsibility that comes with power, innocent to the thinking and time, innocent to the separations. Maybe life will become alive to you in a way that you can't even imagine right now. All right. So I'll see you next week. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Bye, everyone.